The tale of the friendly giants. In a small village called Willowbrook, there lived a boy named Jack. Jack loved listening to stories about magical creatures and faraway lands. His favorite stories were about giants, tall, powerful beings who lived in the mountains. He always dreamed of meeting a giant and having an adventure. One sunny morning, Jack decided to go on a hike in the nearby hills. He packed a small bag with some food, water, and his favorite book of giant stories. As he walked through the forest, he imagined what it would be like to meet a real giant. After a few hours of hiking, Jack reached a clearing with a beautiful view of the mountains. He sat down to rest and opened his book. Suddenly, he heard a loud rumble. The ground shook, and Jack looked up to see a giant standing before him. The giant was enormous, with kind eyes and a gentle smile. "Hello, little one," the giant said in a deep voice. "What brings you to my part of the forest?" Jack was both excited and nervous. "Hello, my name is Jack. I love stories about giants, and I wanted to explore the hills. I didn't expect to meet a real giant." The giant chuckled. "Well, you're in luck. My name is Gorgo. I'm a friendly giant, and I love meeting new people. Would you like to join me for a walk?" Jack nodded eagerly. "Yes, please." Gorgo and Jack walked together through the forest. Gorgo showed Jack the secret paths and hidden places that only giants knew about. They talked about their lives and shared stories. Jack learned that Gorgo was the last of the friendly giants who once lived in the mountains. "We used to have a big community," Gorgo said. "But over time, the other giants moved away, and now it's just me. It can get lonely sometimes." Jack felt sad for Gorgo. "I'm sorry to hear that, Gorgo. But I'm glad I met you. You're not alone today." Gorgo smiled warmly. "Thank you, Jack. Your company means a lot to me." As they continued their walk, they came across a large tree that had fallen across the path. Gorgo easily lifted the tree and moved it aside. Jack was amazed by Gorgo's strength and kindness. "You're so strong, Gorgo," Jack exclaimed. "I wish I could help you in some way." "You already have, Jack," Gorgo replied. "You've brought me joy and friendship." They reached a beautiful meadow filled with colorful flowers. Gorgo and Jack sat down to rest and enjoy the view. Jack shared his food with Gorgo, and they had a picnic together. "This is the best day ever," Jack said happily. "I never imagined I would meet a real giant and have such an amazing adventure." Gorgo nodded. "It's a special day for me too, Jack. I've made a new friend, and that's a wonderful thing." As the sun began to set, Gorgo walked Jack back to the edge of the forest. "It's time for you to go home, Jack. But remember, you can visit me anytime you want. I'll always be here." "Thank you, Gorgo," Jack said, giving the giant a hug. "I'll definitely come back to see you." Jack returned to Willowbrook, filled with excitement and stories to share. He told his friends and family about his adventure with Gorgo, the friendly giant. At first, they were skeptical, but when they saw how happy and inspired Jack was, they believed him. From that day on, Jack visited Gorgo regularly. He brought his friends along, and soon, Gorgo had a new community of people who cared about him. The villagers and Gorgo became good friends, and they often had gatherings in the meadow where they shared food, stories, and laughter. Gorgo taught the villagers many things about the forest and nature. He showed them how to find hidden springs, identify different plants, and understand the language of the birds. In return, the villagers helped Gorgo by bringing him supplies and making him feel welcome. Jack's friendship with Gorgo changed the village of Willowbrook. The villagers became more united and caring, and they learned the importance of kindness and friendship. They understood that even though Gorgo was different, he was just as important and valuable as anyone else. One day, Gorgo called Jack to the meadow. "Jack, I have something for you," Gorgo said, handing Jack a beautifully carved wooden pendant. "This is a symbol of our friendship. It's a reminder that no matter how big or small we are, kindness and friendship can bridge any gap." Jack took the pendant with gratitude. "Thank you, Gorgo. This means a lot to me. I'll always treasure it." Years passed, and Jack grew up. He became a wise and kind leader in Willowbrook, always remembering the lessons he learned from Gorgo. The village flourished, and the bond between the villagers and Gorgo grew stronger. Gorgo's story and the tale of the friendly giant became a cherished legend in Willowbrook. It was passed down from generation to generation, teaching children the importance of kindness, friendship, and acceptance. And so, the spirit of Gorgo lived on in the hearts of the villagers. They knew that true strength came from kindness and that even the mightiest giants needed friends. The story of Jack and Gorgo showed that with an open heart and a willingness to embrace differences, anyone could make the world a better place. Jack's adventure with Gorgo was just the beginning of many more stories of friendship and unity in Willowbrook. The young boy's journey had shown that even the tallest giants and the smallest villagers could create a lasting bond that would inspire generations to come.